but there's so many good bands, and like Get Dead put out like
Yeah,
a bunch of ska, like ska punk songs on their last album, which was amazing to hear. But yeah, I'm a big time ska fan. And then like Five Iron Frenzy is like one of my all time favorites too.
that's cool. We haven't had them on yet. I say yeah because we will.
Technically, we have
Oh yeah, Leonor was on
a girl review.
for Girl Review. You're not
Awesome.
kidding. Forgot about that.
Nice. I met them when I was like a kid. Like they're a big influence on me. And
Yeah.
I actually saw them in Philly at the first Unitarian Church.
Oh yeah, that place
Like,
is the best, isn't it?
oh, that was a crazy show. It was right before COVID.
Who was this? Five Iron Frenzy?
Yeah, Five Iron Frenzy and Mustard Plug
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Planet Smashers. There's like a bunch. Or like Mephistopheles was on that bill.
That
But
was
yeah,
a long time ago.
yeah,
He did say
Forever
pre-COVID.
ago. I know, but
Shows at
I
the
guess COVID
church
was a long
anymore?
time.
It was like a month before COVID, I think. It was that was a crazy show, and they actually had to shut it down because it got so hot in there.
It always gets so hot in there.
Yeah,
It's awful.
you couldn't even breathe. Like it was crazy. But yeah, that was a big show, like milestone show. Like I had such a good time there.
A buddy of mine actually made a shirt with the church with ceiling fans or something. I'm gonna have to find the link and share it.
Oh, nice. That's
He's a local artist, and I was like, I gotta get me one of those.
I got to experience that the pit there where you're all just drenched in sweat. Like, oh my god, it's so hot. Good
Well, we're
times.
live. I forgot to tell you guys, but we're live. So we're just talking about ska as usual, but we won't do that all night. Um,
So your 12-hour playlist, though. So give us, do you have a flow to it? Like, do you build it up, or is it just 12 hours of random songs that you like?
I have a whole mix of different genres, but a lot of it's ska. Um, and then I like some like emo-y stuff too. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Microwave.
Oh, very much so, yes.
They're like one of my like go-to. So I'll like play a couple songs, then have a Microwave song, and then a couple like there's really no rhyme or reason. I like some heavy stuff, some soft stuff, some rhythmic stuff. I like to mix it up.
Variety is good.
Yeah.
Do you are you familiar with the Impossibles?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Did you see they were just announced for Supernova? A
Oh,
reunion?
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bucket list of mine to go to the Supernova.
Yeah, well, it might be the year to do it.
Yeah. I saw they did a Laura Jane Grace did a Op Ivy set.
With Kappa, yeah.
Yep. That would have been one to go see for sure.
Absolutely.
But I watched it online. So
So did I. That's how I saw it that
So, we also missed that year, unfortunately.
oh yeah, that's such a good festival. So many good bands.
So I guess I'll introduce you now. You're watching Ska Talk with Ska Gazine. I'm here with co-host Eric, who you all know. Tonight I'm here with Drew. It says Charles, but that's really Drew.
That's a long story. That's
I said to Eric, should I let
So
him?
is your name really Charles, or do you?
yeah. So, oh wow, this will be the first time I've ever said this all publicly. Normally, you have to be in the inner circle to know this. So, my not to cut your intro off, but my mom, when I was born, wanted to name me after both my great grandfathers. So one was Charles and one was Andrew. The problem was when I came out in the 90s with red hair, my mom hates horror movies and she didn't want people calling me Chucky. So I've had the nickname Drew from birth, or it has been embraced lately in everything we do, to even my guitar picks say Ginger on them. All my band gear says Ginger on it. There's people in the industry. There's a guitar player at Fozzy who still calls me Ginger from PA because that's how he knows me. He just call me Ginger. You'll never remember my name. So yes,
Chucky is one of my favorite series of movies, to be honest. How I know that wasn't your point in that whole story.
that wasn't my.
But
I'm more of a Friday the 13th guy, but I'll let it slide. It's fine.
did you watch the TV series though? Did you see the Chucky TV series?
I haven't watched it yet. No, honestly, all the TV shows that have been created from offshoots of movies ever since they tried to do the Lord of the Rings one has let me down.
I think this is a good one. You should try it.
I would agree.
I usually feel
Sure
the
enough, I haven't finished it yet, and I started it a year and a half ago, but it's still good.
Is Brad Dourif in that? Is he still like playing? Isn't he Chucky? Isn't that the guy, the actor who
Yes,
plays Chucky? Is
and
he?
he's still in it.
Okay, all right.
Is there a new season? I don't even know this.
No, I mean,
Because I haven't watched it in a
how
while.
much have you? I don't think they're making it anymore.
Well, I mean, we can make a whole nother episode about that probably. Let's move on.
Oh,
Are you telling me to shut
I'll
up
go
about
deep in
Chucky?
horror with you if you want. I'm all for it.
My favorite genre. So, what are your favorite
Curious
horror
how
movies?
Justin got his name,
I thought we were talking horror movies now.
but we didn't introduce Justin
Yeah,
yet.
Oh.
you cut off Justin. Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, Justin.
What's that?
Not much, man. You like scary movies?
Somewhat. I'm more of a comedy guy.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler and like those kind of movies. The feel good comedy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got
watch
real quiet all of a sudden. There's some strong feelings about Adam Sandler, apparently.
Oh no, I love Adam Sandler.
I
Well,
love
good
Adam
on.
Sandler too.
I grew
Most
up
of the
on
time.
it.
there's a couple hit or miss ones. There's a couple
Yes.
hit or miss, but yes, overall fine.
I like some of the weird, like the ones that people don't talk about as much. Like That's My Boy and some like the weirder ones.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. But yeah, I like that whole crew. He's got like a whole bunch of like they're all funny.
So what I'm hearing is Adam Sandler needs to do a horror movie. That's what I've gained so far from 5 minutes of doing
I mean,
this.
didn't he technically? What was the Halloween one?
Oh, Hubie.
Hubie Halloween or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, that was goofy. That was a goofy
I
movie.
didn't watch it.
It's good though.
It was a classic Sandler character, though.
Yeah, it's very, very goofy, kind of over the top, but
Yes.
I still enjoyed it.
Well, I hate to interrupt us from talking movies, but I'm going to anyways. So
That's what this interview's about. I thought it
no,
was
I
a
mean it
movie
could
interview.
be. If that's
So whatever you want it to be, but
Jess, actually you were mid-sentence. Hey,
yeah, it was.
did I interrupt you, Jess?
You did, but it's
Did
okay.
I just do it again?
Yes,
Technically?
this is technically what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, tell us about the Warp Band.
So Warp Band was an idea I had a few years ago. Basically, I had been doing another band pre-COVID it was a cover band. Um, wasn't something I ever thought I would do. Was more of I had a buddy who ran a bar and he had a band cancel one night and my original band just went in and just literally took a sheet of paper and went, "What do we know how to play? And let's just make it up." And then we got paid and realized we could funnel that money into our original music. So we were doing that, and then and it was like on the verge of this already. So during COVID, I called Kevin Lyman and said, "Hey, I know there's some other bands doing this. I know there's the emo nights and some pop punk tributes, and I like everybody's trying to do this, but the difference is I understand you, and I know that this brand is more than just pop punk and emo, right? There wasn't really anybody bringing in ska music. There wasn't anybody really working nonprofit stuff and charity stuff into it. There wasn't anybody doing like the real deep, heavy screamo stuff. Like maybe your stuff that's got a little bit of screaming in it, but nothing to extent. So Kevin and I talked for a while about it, and I said, I'd like to do this, but I want to be able to use the logo, and I want your blessing on this. And he gave me it. I've known Kevin a long time, good friend. He's done a lot for me as far as my career in music has gone. And so then at the time, the drummer I had, him and I decided we were going to do this. The bass player and guitar player we had from the old band didn't want to come along. So Justin was actually playing guitar in the band, his original band with this drummer. And we brought Justin in to audition, and Justin actually came in and wanted to audition on bass. So Justin came in on bass, and then we auditioned a couple guitar players, and we ended up landing on Aaron, who he actually grew up in my hometown. I started playing in bands because I saw Aaron's band play a show in my local town. So it's kind of like it came full circle, 15 almost years later. So yeah, that's how the band started. Really started hitting the ground running with it in 22. We were kind of putting it together in 21, but it really hit the ground in 22 running. Um, so we've been doing it a little over 3 years now. And we're the only band doing it on a national scale. As of this year, we've actually changed everything. Kevin has now signed off on we are his official tribute band. So we're the official tribute to or from Warped Tour, whichever way you want to word it. Um, we've done, we did pre-parties for every Warped Tour this year. We got to go to them, hang out with Kevin, be involved. There's a bunch of other stuff we're working on for this year behind the scenes, and really just trying to incorporate. It's more than just a band, right? It's an offset of the brand. And like now that Warped Tour's back, we kind of go with the saying, Warped Tour can't come to you anymore, so they send us. So, we've tried to culminate that like everything's themed around things at Warped Tour. We used to hang up flyers and posters in the venues of bands that we had found that were local to those towns. Kind of like how they used to litter the fences of Warped Tour with promo for bands or albums or set times or whatever. All of our merch is themed Warped Tour wise. Our big tour shirt on the back has like Warped Tour has every band we're playing for that year on the back. And then every year we switch up, like, maybe we'll drop these couple bands and we'll bring in these songs from these couple bands. So it's really driven around not only being just a pop punk and emo tribute, but actually being a full Warped Tour tribute, like to the fullest extent, more than anybody else is doing. Like bringing in ska, bringing in new metal, bringing in, screamo and the heavier stuff, and really bringing the whole brand together to create what Warped Tour is and was in a venue setting.
You mentioned you also have some charities that you support, did you say, or some nonprofits? Is that what I?
Yeah, so one of the big things for anybody who went to a Warped Tour knows is Kevin was a big philanthropist. Warped Tour was big on their nonprofits and charities. Even this year at the sites they had like almost like charity row. I don't remember what they called it, but like they put all the charities in an area together, all their tents this year, and basically, so Aaron, our guitar player, had been designing merch years ago when he was an original band. He had his own little merch line he called Food Fight Clothing, and it was just all like food themed. Well, we've now brought that back into play, and we sell those at our show now. We've brought some of his old designs back, and he's got some new ones, and the money from that we donated for the last 2 years to a local food bank in Lancaster, and now this year we're looking to actually donate it to a national food bank charity. When we did Warped Tour, their street takeover in Orlando, we weren't sure what to expect because Warped Tour had their merch set up there, literally right across from us. But our merch sales still did so well, we actually donated a portion of it because we all have other jobs. None of us are in this for the money of it. We're in it for the fun and the fact that we believe in Kevin and the brand and keeping it alive for people who might not be able to make it to a Warped Tour now. So we ended up taking the money, some of the money we made, and we donated it to Feed Our Children, who were there set up on site, who's obviously another nonprofit food bank. So yeah, we've been doing a bunch of different charity stuff. We just hired a guy who's a sponsorship coordinator. Who shout out to Matt because that's how we found out about you guys. You found out
Matt
about
is
us.
in the live chat. He says, "Hey."
Sweet. But Matt's been helping us kind of get some sponsorship stuff going for some free events we're going to start doing this year. And then eventually we're going to bring Matt into helping do some funding stuff with some of our charity stuff we're looking to do. So
That is awesome. So if you maybe a silly question, but did you attend the Warped Tour in the past? What's your guys' personal history with the Warped Tour?
I'll let Justin go first. I think he's got the oldest
And
dated Warped Tour.
Was Tim Armstrong at any of those Warped Tours that you attended? I'm just curious.
I believe so. Yeah. So the earlier ones. It's hard. I was so young when I went to some of my first, but I went to many over the years. Most notably, like there was one time in Hershey, it got moved to Hershey, like right near me. I went to that one, and then like Meriwether Post Pavilion in Maryland a few times. But
Never
yeah,
really? Or Camden?
no, I was too like I couldn't drive,
Right.
so it was always like wherever my mom would take me. But I had like a band mom, like she drove the van and took me to my shows growing up. Like I've been doing this since I was pretty young. But it was pretty cool. She would drive me out and drop me off at Warped Tour and let me let me go have fun at a young age. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it, I was very young for many of them, just kind of like getting to see what everything's about, and it got me into being in bands for my whole life, and you know, it's pretty much my whole life's been revolved around playing, like going to the Warped Tour and playing that kind of music. So yeah.
Yeah, my first one would have been 2010. And then I met Kevin somewhere around 2011 or 12. And then I kind of got to the point where I was actually going to two. I've been to one time at Philly. I did go to Philly one
Oh,
time,
what year?
but 2017. No, 2018.
I would not have been at that one.
Because if I remember correctly, it was the final full touring year, but CKY was on, and they were specifically. I was interested in Philly because I grew up on Viva La Bam, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the Philly Warp Tour as one of my two this year. On the offshoot, Bam's there, and Bam was there, so that worked well. But yeah, I usually did Scranton. You know, I bit the bullet and climbed the fucking hill that was always backed
Was
up
it
because
Montage Mountain?
traffic. They screwed that one up. I actually made friends with a lady who lived up the hill, and I started actually getting a hold of her every year and be like, "Hey, I'm parked at the baseball stadium. Can you give me a ride up? Because if you lived there, you could cut traffic
Uh,
because you were residential."
Oh,
So she used to give me a ride up the hill with a couple people for 20
oh,
bucks. It was
nice.
great. Um, but I usually went to Pittsburgh. I did Baltimore once. I did Cleveland once. Um, yeah, but I mean, Scranton and Pitt were usually the two I went to. Um, but yeah, I got to a point at Warped Tour where it's like I'd go one time with my friends and watch everybody I wanted to play. And then the next time I'd go and hang out with Kevin and watch all the bands that Kevin thought I should watch and see,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was great.
So did he enter? What are some bands, or can you think of any bands that he introduced you to that now are favorites of yours or
Um,
favorites over the years?
Census Fail. They're like they're my top three. They might be my number one. Um, but I knew they existed, never heard a song. And Kevin, one year where his bus was at was right past Monster Stage in Scranton. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Scranton layout, but they used to tuck Monster Stage kind of back in near the main amphitheater. So you'd go past it to get back there. And I remember I saw Census Fail for the first time in Scranton. And now I've been to I don't know how many Census Fail shows. And I know those guys. I hung out with them at Warped Tour this year. But Census Fail's probably the biggest one, notably, that I got turned on to because of Kevin.
Nice.
Some other ones like I've seen the Interrupters. That was a Kevin thing. Um,
I love the Interrupters.
yeah, I'm trying to think. There was another one he made me watch. Oh, We Are the In Crowd. Kevin recommended me watch We Are the In Crowd, and then I followed them for a while until they broke up.
Nice.
so I imagine as you guys were going to these work tours, that was when you were starting to play music and going in bands as well. Like, what were some of your influences leading up to joining bands, and what were some of those early projects?
After you, J Dubs.
Well, my favorite band from Warped Tour is it's kind of a sore subject now because they're not really a band anymore. They had allegations that had
Yeah.
problems, but I was big into Anti-Flag. And I would go to see Anti-Flag, and I had a political ska punk band growing up called Downward Jolly, and I was heavily influenced by them. So that was kind of devastating news to me whenever all that came out. But that was one of my early Warped bands. Like I was obsessed with. I would go all the time to see them. And then like the Boss Tones, like I love the Boss Tones.
Me
I would
too.
always catch their set. Like they're just incredible. I mean, that's sad too. They broke up too.
Yeah.
And I remember, like there was some years there was like the Specials, like some old
I'm
school stuff.
going to say this one. I was supposed to go out to I was supposed to go out to Philly a couple weeks ago. I'm cutting out on you.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say? Anyways, I missed my chance to see Dickie do a surprise live show.
Oh,
I was there.
Yeah, I was supposed
saw
to be
video.
there. And ended up not going. And
Oh my
she
God.
started sending me pictures of Dickie Barrett. I'm like,
I saw some videos online of that. I'm like, that's awesome. But yeah, they were like, there was this old DVD I got. I was a skateboarder growing up, and there was this old Vans Warped Tour DVD I found. It was sold at the Vans store when I was maybe 10 years old. I'm 36 now, so a long time ago, 26 years ago. But that got me into all that stuff, like the Boss Tones, and I remember Anti-Flag was on there, Rancid was on there. They had even like Something Corporate got me into that kind of world too. Like it's like that was the beauty in the Warped Tour. It brought all these different genres together of like stuff that I liked that was different, you know. But yeah.
which is, I mean, a cool thing, anyways, to get. Who did we have? I guess we don't know who we had, but we were talking about how shows and even festivals used to have like mixed genres, and you would like scenes would more collide, not collide, but would combine more, and you would have people from various, the punks and the hardcores and the ska people and the heavy metal groups. Like it would all be at one show back in the day, whereas
Yeah.
it's like locally at least things are getting a little more kind of everyone's going their own little way. You got the punk show, you have the ska show, the hardcore kids kind of.
Yeah, it was nice to have the variety. And I guess that kind of in like a lot of my original music is very much like a mixture of variety, like genres. So I think it stems back to that too. Like it didn't, you always had a hodgepodge of different stuff at local shows, and kind of just got you into it. And like really like the Warped Tour was the same way. Like you weren't just going seeing only metal bands or only punk bands. Like you had a little bit of everything, which was awesome. It definitely shaped my early days of music, and influenced me in the bands I've been in.
Fall Out Boy's trying to mesh genres, but then Lil Wayne quits their tour, so he can't. Like, they're trying. Um, I was already playing in bands when I went to Warped Tour. Justin, at his age, I would assume he probably wasn't playing in a band yet. If he was.
Oh, I was in my first band when I was 8.
Oh,
So there you go.
I've been pushing my 9-year-old. I'm like, it's time.
You're
Like, gotta get in a band.
You're like that damn Prodigy drummer kid on YouTube. I always see Caleb or whatever who's like 5.
Oh,
That's
he's
what
so
you are. You're
good.
like the Prodigy guitar player, Jay.
Like I've just always done it. I don't remember not being in bands. I've probably been in like 25 bands by now.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You are a whole work tour, is what you're saying. Personally.
Pretty much. I've been in a lot of genres.
So what we were gonna ask if you had any crazy stories from back in the day when you went to the Warped Tour, but you told us you were like 10. So if there was crazy stories, I don't know if like we want to hear them, to be honest. I don't.
I mean, a lot of like I don't even remember some of my early days. I was so young, but there was like adjacent festivals. Like we had this festival called Purple Door. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That was it was at a local ski resort called Ski Round Top. They had several years. It was kind of like the Christian version of Warped Tour. but very similar. And some of the same bands, like Five Iron Frenzy was there. I mean, I remember meeting the singer of Reliant K and like skateboarding with him and him like signing my board and stuff. I still have that board. I kept it to this day. But yeah, I mean, it was all just a wild time.
If I ever get Justin worked up, that's how he gets me all brings me back down, gets me all worked up. He's like, "Yeah, well, I hung out with Matt Thiessen and you didn't." Like,
Yeah.
crap.
One of my
Um,
favorite memories was like 2003 Warped Tour hanging out at the Face to Face tent. Oh my God. That was
hell,
the best day.
I uh, I blew my kneecap apart in one of the pits, 2014 or 15, maybe
Ooh.
14. I was at one with my friends and they were really into the heavier stuff and we ended up in a mosh pit for Bless the Fail. Or Bless the Fall, Bless the Fail.
Bless the fail.
Yeah, Bless the Fail. Good on me. Bless the Fall. And yeah, I got knocked down in the circle pit and hit the pavement and scraped my kneecap off and I still have that scar to this day. I got to go to the first aid tent and see what that was like getting sprayed with whatever they had in that canister and it stung and was terrible. I think I would have rather gone out and got kicked in the face in the mosh pit than taking that spray on the knee. So bad.
Nice. So tell us a little bit. You talked about it a little bit, but if we were, tell us what to expect at your shows. What if somebody
Not
was going to go to your show?
not a DJ spinning songs or pressing the shuffle button. That's the shortened version of this.
So no
Um,
DJ her.
I mean, our shows are cool because like we work in song voting, because we play so many different songs and genres. Like, you don't want to be playing, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Real Big Fish and, even like NoFX and Pennywise if it's a room full of young 30-year-old women. They want to hear they want to hear like Mayday Parade and All Time Low and like that kind of stuff. So we kind of started working in like song voting years ago, um, so people can vote on the set, and then we tailor the whole show around what they vote on. And like, there's some stuff that always goes in, like Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. Linkin Park ends up in it a lot, and Papa Roach, and there's some stuff that always kind of ends up in. But like, it's nice because maybe we do come to a room and it's more of a 40-year-old crowd and they want like MXPX and all the older punk stuff and like something corporate or something like stuff like that like maybe the younger crowd doesn't know or appreciate. It makes it that we can tailor it to the room we're in. It also makes it nice because, every night we're always going to play at least a ska song. A lot of times we're always going to play at least an old skate punk song. Um, we're always going to play something pop punk, something emo, something screamo or heavier. So like it's nice because even if you come to a show, it makes a difference because you hear that one song that you can relate to versus, going to an emo night DJ where they're not going to play any of that stuff or like, going to see any of these other, Warped Tour-esque tributes or pop punk and emo night tributes because they're not going to play you ska. They're not going to play Linoleum. They're not going to play any of that stuff. Um, a lot of them don't even play Pierce the Veil. And that's something like we really strive to make sure our show has a little bit of something for everybody. We really strive to make sure our song list is super diverse because that's what Warped Tour was. Um, we're very particular about like the presentation of the show, like our video screen a lot of the time we throw kind of like throwback clips on and stuff, so like we'll play. One thing we've been doing is like when we play Dirty Little Secret by All American Rejects, we put the video of Powerline on from the Goofy movie behind us while we're playing it, right? When we play Anthem by Good Charlotte, Napoleon Dynamite's on dancing behind us. Like we try to work some of that in to make it fun, but then we're also, me specifically, I'm really keen on crowd interaction at the show. Because I've been to a lot of these other shows and I kind of just, some of them I look at them and like, it's not, it doesn't have the Warped Tour feel as far as energy in a crowd scenario or like you go to an emo night and it doesn't have enough of that live aspect feel, right? And I just don't understand the DJ nights. And some people do, and that's fine. Um, so we always joke in the band that the two people sing the most are Aaron and I. Justin, we've got worked in singing on a couple songs now, which is great, and people love it because now it gives me a spot to make everybody go nuts for him. And Deemer, our drummer, sings a song now too. But like Aaron and I have always joked, Aaron's got the higher range, so Aaron's the lead singer and he's the pretty voice. But I'm the front man because I'm the guy who wants to make sure there is a mosh pit. Somebody crowd surfs. You have fun. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of back and forth singing. I want to make sure that when they come in, the energy is here as high as it can be because that's what Warped Tour was. I want you to leave feeling a little sweaty and tired and, a little hoarse because that's how you left feeling at Warped Tour. If I could crank the heat in the venue to make it feel like you were standing in the parking lot in 100 degrees, I would absolutely do that too, but they won't let me do that.
You just have to play the church in Philly and it'll be that hot.
Oh,
Right, Justin?
Oh yeah.
the Lord doesn't care about your comfort and air conditioning.
How does the voting work? Do you take votes online prior to
That's
the
curious too.
ticket holders, or is it right there on this?
Yeah, so we have just it's like a Google form type thing, and what we'll do is about normally 2 days before the show, we'll send it to the venues and they'll email it to everybody who bought tickets ahead of time. We're pretty good at posting it on the event pages and even sometimes the past event pages. So it lets people pre-vote, which kind of helps us kind of get the set already together before we go to the venue because we kind of can get a feel like, all right, like, you know, I don't know, let me like the used, like Taste of Ink's 16 votes ahead of everything else. Like it's probably gonna get played. We should just plan we're playing that tonight. But then like we usually leave it that one or two songs are kind of on the fly day of. A lot of time we build the set list day of, so we give it some time. But like we even put the QR code on our video before we play of like, hey, scan this and go vote on the songs because then normally what we'll do is like we'll kind of peek at it and second set if there's something, one or two songs that had a dramatic change once the room filled up, we'll work them into second set. But it keeps it interesting for us because then some nights we go in and we're like, hey, we haven't played this Dangerous Summer song in 4 months. We should probably run this in sound check to make sure we even remember how to play this. Like, so pity
Are
the venues sometimes.
Are all the songs hits, or do you have any deep cuts that you play?
It's back and forth. I mean, I'm Justin can maybe tell me if I'm wrong here. I'd argue most of it's probably like if you had to pick a band, we're probably playing the cookie cutter one because we're trying to like get it in the most. Like a good example of trying to do more of a B side is like we had MXPX in for a while, but it was Let's Ride, which is like arguably become one of their biggest songs, but all the old punks couldn't care less about it because it's not Chick Magnet or punk rock show or whatever. So like it went in and it just never got voted in. So the problem is like sometimes we just have to go cookie cutter. Like Linkin Park, we have two, but in the end, always is going to go in over faint for some reason. With the like, we find a lot of the times 40 to 30 or 40% of the people who are there actually went to a Warped Tour, and most of them never got to, right? So it means, like when we pick a song by a band, I'm trying to think of like, so like we just added Rise Against. We put Savior in because we're like, we got to pick the one that everybody knows to give it any time of day to get voted in. Because like I know Justin specifically, he would rather play a lot of other Rise Against songs other than Savior. But like we're realistic that it's not going to go in. So it's cool when we give like the Warped Tour pre-parties, like everybody's coming to Warped Tour because like all the more B stuff that maybe is not like radio hits or something super popular, like a lot of that starts to go in, right? Like when we did the Warped Tour pre-parties, like Less Than Jake started going back in, and we hadn't played that in months. Like Real Big Fish was going in. Both Goldfinger songs were going in because like people at Warped Tour know those songs and bands and appreciate them more than a general population crowd, right? A general population crowd, we go in and they're gonna pick 99 Red Balloons. by
Right.
Goldfinger for us to play. Meanwhile, we want to play Superman so we can put Tony Hawk on the freaking screen because it's freaking great. But yeah, I'd say probably it's tough. There's a lot of bands that general people aren't even going to know exist. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people who look at it and go, who the hell's Something Corporate? I've never heard of who's The Dangerous Summer? I've never heard of them. But like to any of us who went to a Warped Tour who are like in this music, we're like, oh yeah, I know that band. So like I'd say it's probably 75% the cookie cutter that people like. I don't know, Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Like we would like to probably play more B-side stuff, but it's just every time we've tried, it just doesn't. A lot of people just don't know what it is, but we still sneak stuff in. You know.
Yeah, you don't want a dead crowd. I get it.
Yeah, it's like it's like you got to just kind of call it as you see the crowd and how they're reacting. But if they're into the stuff, then then we have B-side stuff we'll throw in. But it's just we very much value like what that crowd the night of wants to hear. And then but if someone gives a request for a song that didn't even get voted in, but it's a song we love and want to play, we'll play it,
Just get it in there. So you guys take live requests too?
somewhat if we know it and
Okay.
we're like, we don't just like pull iPads up and learn a song on the spot, but like if someone requests something that we know, we'll play it. So,
Hmm.
Do you have any idea how many songs you guys have in your repertoire of songs?
We're right around 120. We're nipping at it. Problem is, like, I'm like, hey, we're at 120, and then we take two or three out that haven't been voted in over a year, and then we learn more. So, like, we just took two. How many did we take out this year, Justin? Three
yeah,
out of voting, but then we learned a 5 song medley plus a single song. So it's like, well, now we're back up. Like,
yeah. We'll keep adding and adding. Yeah, it's all about what the people want to hear. And we have that in our voting too, that you can pick what you want us to learn.
Oh,
So that's another thing we do to kind of just feel out like what the crowd wants, and then we see like the numbers on that, and then decide what we learn based off of what people want us to learn. So,
Do you guys have any favorite songs that you do? Do you have those ones you're like, God, let them pick this song, please? They never pick.
he's the bass player. He wants to play every single ska song, and he sings on Brain Stew by Green Day, so he wants that
Yeah,
at least 5 times probably.
sure.
yeah, pretty much. I love playing the ska stuff. It's just fun to play on bass. The arpeggiated stuff, like walking bass lines, are so fun. But then there's like the emo cut. Like I love when we play "Ohio Is for Lovers." That's one of my favorite songs. It just pumps you up. And in the "Pierce the Veil" is like one of my new favorite ones. It's like it's fun to just like go heavy for a song. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot like some less than others, but it's not even that I don't like the song. It's more like to me has to do with how I feel when I play it, or like how the bass line is.
So he was right. It's all about the bass line
Yeah,
for you.
Pretty much. I mean, some of them get a little boring on bass, but then like the ska stuff is far from boring on bass. It's super fun.
he can't stand playing Face Down by Red Jumpsuit 4 notes over and over and over and over and over. And over.
Yeah, that's definitely my easiest song.
Yeah.
You can't mess that one up.
Oh man. Um I I feel a little cookie cutter sometimes, but like I still love playing Ocean Avenue. Um
I love that song.
That's a great
it's
song.
I'm good for it.
we uh we've been doing Fat Lip for an encore for a long time. That's a lot of fun. Um Anthem, not playing wise, but Anthem by Good Charlotte's fun for me. There's a lot of back and forth in that for me with the crowd. Papa Roach, there's a lot of back and forth with the crowd. That one's good. Um, but I mean, as far as playing, I kind of agree with Justin. Like we took a long. People wanted Pierce the Veil out of us for a long time, and they're not an easy band to do for just anybody. And we spent a lot of time dialing that song in before we debuted it live. But there's a lot going on in it. It's a lot of fun to play. A lot of
Yeah.
guitar. Yeah.
Yes.
We have
And
a
it's something, not to cut you off, it's something nobody expects, because I feel like the only band that plays that is Pierce the Veil. I've never seen any band ever even attempt it. So it's kind of like fun, because when people hear the intro start, they lose their mind. That, and Justin likes when we start 303, because we added 303 now, and he doesn't
That's
have to do
fun.
anything at the beginning, so he can just watch the crowd go ape shit. It's
No.
Yeah,
great.
that's always where I take my stage video. Check the crowd out.
We have a question in the chat. It's really odd. This is from Ryan. I don't know why he's on that side. He's one of our team members. He could have been on with us tonight, but
The
he
hell,
wants
Ryan? The
Hi
hell?
Ryan. Pop in if you want. He wants to know if you have a newer band that you guys keep getting requests for, or is it strictly Warp bands?
What do you think, Jay? What have you heard lately? I've got one, maybe.
There was that 30 Seconds to Mars one. They didn't play Warped.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're not really newer.
Yeah, yeah.
I had somebody ask us for Hot Mulligan the other week, which is kind of newer. So
Yeah.
that I wasn't expecting. I like Hot Mulligan.
There were some newer bands that were added to the most recent Warp tours that never played Warp before, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if we're going off of that, I noticed the last two
No, but
weekends, gigs, a couple people have asked for Girlfriends in the write in what we should learn thing. So Girlfriends was definitely this year Warp Tour band.
That's a great band.
I know.
I'm not familiar. Now I need to go check them out.
I was gonna say, so you guys probably know the bands that have got people's attention right now just from asking you to play the songs. What are some of the bands that you think are from, I guess, from your standpoint, are gaining speed or more popular after the recent Warp tours?
I mean,
Definitely Girlfriends. And
yeah, I mean, that emo rap is kind of picking up. It's like that really started taking off after Barker did that album with MGK, which I'm not a big MGK guy. Um, I was actually one of the people kind of shocked and a little up in arms that MGK headlined in DC. I was like, no, Sublime is on. They headlined the first one. They should headline. But like that's kind of picked up, because now you've got like Mod Sun's really coming into the picture, and Girlfriends, like T Mills went from just doing hip hop to then he get like a punk drummer, and now he's doing Girlfriends. So like that emo rap is kind of starting to come into play a lot more in the genre. I think now more than ever, I'm seeing more bands that are kind of labeled more like LGBTQ bands. Not that anybody isn't in the Warped Tour for that, but like they're more like I'm trying to think like bands like Boy Genius and Turnstile's massive now, right? Like bands like that are really like deep into that political spectrum, like they're starting to become bigger now, because I think a lot more people see what's going on, and they're being more open about these things these days. Versus, I mean, let's be honest, let's look at the late 90s and early 2000s, like that kind of stuff like was starting to come into the limelight, but wasn't
It
people
was
weren't
still, even in the punk world, it was still.
right, but
Well,
like you
I
look
went
at
and saw Green Day and like on the Dookie tour. I'm gonna assume I'm the old guy here. So they had a band called Pansy Division. Are you familiar with them? They opened, so hence the name. They opened in 92, 93 for Green Day. So
a while ago.
and they
That's
literally were getting
right
booed
before
off
Dookie.
the stage, like from the
Jeez.
audiences at that point in time. So the difference of just perception, I guess, and how we've changed
Right.
as a culture, that at least people are now starting to see that.
Well, and
Sure.
punk,
I love hearing people say, "Why did Green Day become political? Why'd they have to get political?" Are you kidding me?
yeah, I mean,
They're the Gilman Street Band.
yeah. Punk always accepted that, and like the Warped Tour world always accepted it, but I feel like it was never fully mainstream, right?
Fair.
And I feel like, you know, if this was the 90s, especially late 90s, like when stuff like Korn and Limp Bizkit are really predominantly taking over music, I don't know, does a Turnstile come out and go as big as they are, right? Because that definitely wasn't the big hot point then, you know, especially if you look like MTV Spring Break. It was a lot of like, you know, straight culture and male dominance and all this
For sure.
bullshit. So like punk always accepted it, but I feel like bands like that are more mainstream now in this day and age. So like those are bands that, like in my opinion, like are much more popular. You know, you've also kind of got your underdog acts coming into Warped Tour, like, you know, your Cassidy Popes and your Taylor Acorns and your 408 stuff that's like drawing more attention at the side stages than any of the other side stage bands used to back in the day, right? Like, hell, freaking Orlando, they forgot to put Taylor Acorn on the freaking blow up board in the morning, but her crowd was still massive because people just really follow her. So like I feel like a lot of that stuff's kind of the real popular things right now, you know. I think there's bands at Warped Tour that have done well at staying relevant, like All Time Low and, you know, A Day to Remember, and bands like that that have stayed relevant as long as they have. You know, I think Yellow Card going away really helped them be on the roll they're on right now. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Justin's opinion is, but that's kind of what I hear and see.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some crazy stuff this year. Like there was some great bands. You said something about Mod Sun earlier. I thought Mod Sun was phenomenal. I saw their whole set at Orlando and was just like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's stuff I never even listened to before. Like I found some new bands from these, like just going to these Warp Tours that we're doing the pre-parties at. I found this band from Rochester called Glass Waves. They were amazing. They opened the one night or day in DC. But yeah, there's some different stuff I've just never heard of, and then I'm a fan now. It's pretty cool.
Have you have you guys ever had the opportunity to play a cover and have somebody from the original band be there?
We had the opportunity to play a cover with the singer of the band.
Okay, that was going to be the follow-up question. So let's hear about that.
So we had JT from Hawthorne Heights do a guest spot with us at a show in Ohio
That's cool.
about a year ago. And we have a couple other ones that are cooking behind the scenes in the works, some guest spots that we're gonna do with people coming. It's a lot harder for us. It's not like an emo night where you're just like, hey, come DJ. Like they can just plug a thumb drive into their favorite songs and hit play, right? Like like for us, it's like we're asking guys to come in and sing songs or play them with not their band, who they normally only do this with. So
That's,
you know, they're putting a lot of trust in us to quote not F it up, right? Like, um, yeah. So like JT, we did songs with. Trying to think, we had one of the guys of Every Avenue was at one of our shows. Um, who was Danny Carey came to one of our shows secretly, apparently. We were told by the production team. He popped in, hung out for almost the set, and then left, and we didn't get to meet him, which that sucked.
That was
Um,
Portnoy.
Mike Portnoy, that's who it was.
Yeah.
That's who it was. That's it. Mike Portnoy, not Danny Carey. I don't know why I said Danny Carey. Um, who else? We've had a couple other guys, right?
Yeah, there's been a few.
My buddy sent videos. My buddy works for Yellow Card, and he sent videos to Ryan Key a couple times. Um, we the Kings guys. There's photos of them in our merch. There's photos in Ronnie Winter from Red Jumpsuit. He had one of our hats at a show one time. Like, so yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know, and then obviously like we go around when we're at Warped Tour and talk to these guys and, you know, like most of the time talk about the band and just thank them, you know.
Yeah. Have
And
any of you ever had the chance to jump up with them at one of their shows?
not
Any other
yet.
bands you've played? No.
Not yet.
Hey, never know. Put it on the list.
Tim Armstrong, call Justin.
Yeah.
I will literally give
Call
you
me.
his phone number. I will put his phone number out for the entire public just in the hope Tim Armstrong calls him.
Get the Up Ivy boys back together. I'll jam out.
Do you do App Ivy songs just because Justin demands it, or no?
We don't yet, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
They weren't even requested, but we're doing them.
Broken Goblet, Up Ivy. Come
We
on.
were
we do a Rancid song.
we did a Rancid song.
We
Yeah.
haven't done it in a minute, but I'll do. Which one did we do? I'm so
Played-
bad with song names.
Played Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho. Yeah.
We didn't want to play Time Bomb because every freaking
Yeah.
crappy bar band plays Time Bomb. Like, absolutely not.
I would do Radio too. I love Radio from Rancid.
Oh, if you could learn that for Broken Goblet, that would be awesome.
We should.
No pressure.
We can
No
knock that
pressure.
out.
She's like, you've got 3 months. Well, look at that. That seems like
You got
plenty of
3
time.
months. Come on.
I already know Radio. I play it in my other band.
You played it with
Ah,
Drake,
that's cheating.
probably.
That was
You're
on
right.
that DVD I was talking about that that I saw as a kid. It had Radio from Rancid, and it was like right when that came out. And I remember seeing that and just being like, "Oh my god, this is so good."
Someone in the chat is saying Dangerous Summer and Sugar Cult were maybe at one of your shows.
Oh, Dangerous Summer, yeah, we hung out.
Oh, yeah. Dangerous
Steve-
Summer. Dangerous
Steve
Summer
Gamer?
was. Yeah, we were playing a pre-party for DC, and they were in the venue next to us, and their like RV was out front, and there were speakers outside the building, and they were actually standing outside the window watching us play. And then we ended up hanging out with them after. I totally forgot about that.
I'm a huge fan too. Like, I was so stoked. That was fun.
We let Justin out a loadout that night. We were like, go hang out with them.
Yeah.
We'll pack shit.
I
Don't worry
actually
about it."
had a Dangerous Summer shirt on, and I didn't know that they were playing next door. And then when I saw them, I'm like, "Oh my god, Dangerous Summer's here!"
They got
That was
lucky.
exciting.
He has a rotation of show shirts. They got lucky. They were the ones who got lucky.
That's one of my favorite shirts.
Very nice.
Sugar Cult didn't. I don't think Sugar Cult was at our show. They've commented on some stuff before, but they weren't at our show. We've had a couple people comment on stuff. Like the Bowling for Soup guys have commented on our stuff. There's some other people who've like commented or like liked our stuff online. But yeah,
So is that exciting to you guys? Like, or
that's
is it
cool.
like, oh gosh, did they see like?
Definitely.
You always worry if they're gonna see any of the bad crap. You're like, hopefully they didn't see anything that sucked.
And you guys, so you're on tour right now, correct? Are you going?
Yeah, so we're in
Yeah.
the middle of a tour. It's a tour, but it's weird. It's weekends. First few weeks were kind of every other week because I had a conference with work, and then it kind of just to make it work with schedules. But yeah, so we're doing we're calling it the South by Southwest tour. It's not branded. We are not affiliated, but yeah, we started in New York, and then we did a weekend in New York. Then we did 2 weekends ago we did Virginia and North Carolina. Now this weekend's when it starts picking back up. So we do Atlanta and Jackson, Mississippi, Lake Charles, Louisiana, and then Austin. Then we take a week off, and then we're on for 3 in a row. So then we're doing Oklahoma and Texas and Arizona and California, and then we'll get a little break again, and then we'll do Northern California, and then we'll come across right through the middle. We're doing, Nevada and Utah and Colorado and Kansas, Nebraska, Indiana, Ohio, and then we come home. And then we'll kind of stay kind of East Coast for the summer, except for flying out for Warped Tour in July out in Cali. And then we're probably going to do a fall run because everybody's been asking us, like, why didn't you come north? Well, surprise, we're coming north in fall. So fall, we're going to go up and we're going north, and we're probably going to go the whole way out and do the Pacific Northwest, and we'll do Warped Tour in Orlando again. We're looking at trying to figure out the logistics for Montreal and Mexico City for those pre-parties as well again. Um, so yeah, we're in the chaos. We've never been booked this far out before in the history of this band. I don't think any of our bands have ever been booked this far out. It's nuts.
That does not sound like a bad problem to have.
It's not.
How do you pick your openers? Are they all local support for each show, or are you taking people with you? And are they all tribute bands, or do you have any original openers?
We prefer actually original bands to open.
Okay.
Our thought process is if we have a original band that's local to the area open, they're probably a band that has been under the nose of the 3, 4, 500 people who are in that room that night, who have no idea that band exists in their hometown, would have never paid the $15 to go to a local DIY show and see them. So we're giving you a platform where these people have already paid money to watch people who didn't write their own music play. So now you've got them in front of you, win them over.
Love that. That's awesome.
But like, I mean, that's the Warp Tour. That's like the whole thing about why we are the Warp Tour tribute, right? Because that's such a Warp Tour thing, like introducing you to a new band. I mean, we've had a couple tributes. Like we had one in North Carolina the first time we played in Wilmington that was great, and they were like old punk, so it was like '90s punk, and it was great because a lot of the time it doesn't get voted into our set, and we don't have 45 minutes of that material, and they did, and it was awesome. So that's like the ideal tribute opener, and then like the only other tribute opener we did a new metal tribute opening for us one time in Jersey. But generally we try to make it original, and the opener thing, we're always quote open to having an opener, but it's really up to the venue what they want to do. I
Right.
mean, a lot of venues will ask, and we try to tell them, listen, like if you're going to do it, just pick an original band. um I know there's a couple on this run, and I know like there's one venue specifically that wanted, they have this Green Day tribute that's local to their area that they had to put on with us, and that's fine. Like we can take our couple Green Day songs out for the night, no problem. Like, but we try to make it original as best we can.
Do you typically not have an opener? Is that what I'm gathering? Because you talk about
70,
doing multiple sets. So do you do a couple
yeah,
sets a night?
yeah. So 70-80% of the time we don't. Like I said, we'd like to have more. I know Keep Flying's gonna do some shows with us. They're kind of a punk
They're so
ska.
good.
Oh,
So
you perked up with that. Yeah, so that's down the pipeline. We're friends with them, and we wanted to do some shows with them. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to have openers more. I mean, even if we have an opener, generally, you know, we're playing either 2 hours straight through, or we're doing two, you know, 65 to 80 minute sets. Like we try to give people a full money's worth, and honestly, we almost kind of need the time to work all the songs and genres in,
Mhm.
right? Because like if it's too short sometimes, like we've done some festival sets that are 90 minutes, and we go, how are we going to cut this down to get the full Warp Tour feel in 90 minutes? Because that's a lot of genres and bands and decades to cover, right? And again, I think that's what separates us from not just being an emo and pop punk tribute like some other bands are, because you could get that in 90 minutes. A lot of them sometimes only play 90 minutes. So because they have other tributes opening, or they have local openers opening, or they're doing a tour package with multiple tribute bands and they're each doing one band. But like with us, it's like it's really difficult to try to get all these genres and decades in 90 minutes. So we prefer to have the long sets, honestly. We'd rather do 4 shows in a row and not be able to talk for 2 days, but make sure people had a good time and got to hear what they wanted to hear.
I have a question in the live chat asking if you would ever consider learning Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. Certainly not a punk rock band, but it's one of their few punk rock tracks.
Did they play
Simple.
Work Tour?
That's it.
Did I just beat you to it?
That's always the gauge. There are very few bands. There's like 4 or 5 songs in our entire voting that are bands that never played Warp Tour, right? Like one of them's 3 Days Grace, but our argument is Adam wore so much eyeliner back in the day, he could have easily played Warp Tour. right? Like we have a Breaking Benjamin song, but it's because we're from PA and people kept pestering us if we knew Breaking Benjamin, right? We have a Slipknot song. Um, we have Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus, but that's another band that probably could have played Warped Tour. So like there's very few we have that didn't play Warped Tour, and we're at the point where we have so many songs. We've really just started to be like, no, like they had to do Warped Tour.
So they're not going to do it, is what they're
I
saying.
have an idea though. I think maybe Justin could make a ska version of that song and play it with his other band. How about that?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Oh,
that could work.
There you go.
She's just become your producer. You do
It
realize this, right?
is
and she can
fun.
book you too. So
It
if you
is
want to
fun
play it
to.
in Philly, just
Yeah, we do it all. We book, we
Oh, nice.
yeah, we book smaller DIY shows. You know, the ones for those local bands you were talking about?
And
Yeah.
that is jazz.
Yeah, it is very fun though, taking a song and turning it into like a ska song or a different genre. That's like one of my favorite pastimes to do.
it's gotta you can't let Corey play guitar on that though, Justin, if you're doing a ska version of Queen, because I want to see Corey attempt all these Freddie Mercury moves. I gotta see this.
He'd probably kill
I think he would. It would be a good time for all of us who know Corey. I'm all about this.
it.
And you're going to premiere it live on our podcast since, I mean,
Yeah.
just to talk.
Oh, yes. See, now we're getting there.
It's gonna be the ska song that goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
The one that never ends. Justin, what is your other band? Tell the listeners in case they haven't heard.
It is Blind Accuracy. We're a ska punk band from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But
And
we got
how long have you been around?
since 2020.
Okay.
I actually joined the band a week before COVID. I learned like 10 songs, joined the band, and then COVID hit like right after. But we're still around, and we're working on our second album now, which should be out soon. We don't have a name for it yet, but it'll be out.
Do you leave Harrisburg with the band or do you stay local?
We currently stay local. We've played a few other states, but we mainly stick around Harrisburg area. Things have been hard with my schedule lately with the touring with Warp Band, but like we're kind of just working on our album now and just having fun doing that. But yeah, like we would travel. We're just kind of waiting. We want to finish the album before anything.
And I was just doing research, so if anyone's interested, your first album is available on streaming.
Yeah,
So
Lucky.
if people want to go check it out.
Yeah, Lucky Shots on all platforms. That one's more of like a punk rock album. And then the new one coming out, we have more of our ska influence in. Yeah, it's I would say like 50-50, like punk to ska punk ratio. But yeah, it's all original music. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
So I was listening to you and trying to figure out as you were talking about your tour that you're going on for the next 7.5 years or whatever it is. What so do you guys have other jobs? Like how do you balance, or what is the balance if you do?
Yeah, I
Justin
just
has
work
So your boss
12
would need
hours
you for
today.
4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, we mix it up. I personally I'm an electrician also. And then
Okay.
I work for my family business, which is a landscape and electric company. And today I had to do snow removal for 10 hours because we had a big storm. So it's kind of like you fill the void when you're home, work a little, and then go on tour. And then that's my other job. So
Um, I'll speak for the other guys. So Deemer's pretty much full-time musician. He does some like travel agency stuff with his wife, and then he also does a lot of video and film work. Um, Usually he's doing some private, but it's a lot of more corporate, like your county offices and stuff, and your real estate companies and things like that. So that's what our drummer does. Um, Aaron works for a company out of Lancaster called List Track, They do like marketing and marketing software and research and development and that kind of stuff. He's probably gonna text me and yell at me because I'm not explaining it well enough, but um, he's way up on like the management level there. So he's kind of remote, which is great. He can just travel whenever. Obviously, Deemer can travel whenever. Justin works for himself and his family, so he can travel wherever. And then I have what I've always said is the cheater job. I worked full time in music since I was 17 years old. So um, currently, I'm actually a full time agent for the agency we're signed to. So somehow I got somebody to take the booking responsibilities off of me 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden it's back on me again. I don't know how that ended up happening, but um, prior to that, I was in venue management. I've managed venues for 15 years. I've done everything from 400 cap DIY rooms the whole way up to minor league hockey arenas that have had, I've pretty much got to already work with probably 70% of the bands we play, so I have the cheater job because I'm in music, so I've already got my networks. You know, they always say like music's about your network and growing your band through your networks, and I've always told people don't use me as an example because I went into music and found a way to make it a full-time career, so I cheat.
Nice.
So
you've always been passionate about music then?
yeah, I mean, not to go off on a solo tangent here, because I mean I brought Justin along for a reason, but like
we'll let him talk about Tim Armstrong after.
Yeah.
Oh, I set you up for failure telling him that. When I first started into a band, like there was a couple local bands in my town, but nobody was booking shows. So I was working at Kmart part-time, rest in peace Kmart, and I used to take money from my pays, and I was renting this little community hall that could hold like 150 people in my hometown, and I'd book shows and like, bands that, Justin, some of the guys who play with Justin have played shows that I used to book. Like somehow Justin and I never crossed paths really until this band much somehow, but like I started booking shows there, and then I moved to Pittsburgh and I started, I got to the point where I was booking shows at Hard Rock and I was booking shows here and I was working shows there. And then it kind of went from, doing it for fun and just so we had places to play to a career. It was for years I was taking all these extra maths and stuff in high school because I wanted to go into mechanical engineering. I was like, oh, I want to be the guy that builds a big, cool roller coaster. Like, oh, that looks fun. Like, I'm going to do that. Like, but, yeah, something I did one job shadow with a roller coaster company and saw the math they were doing at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I don't want to be awake at 8 o'clock in the morning doing this math. What the hell? And I had been really good at playing guitar and enjoyed it and really enjoyed playing shows. So it flipped and I literally flipped my senior year and was like, I'm not going for mechanical engineering. I had an offer to go to college. I dropped it and went to a small community college for music business. And I ended up starting to get into the industry so quick I never even finished because I was already working.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, why am I going to pay for college and spend all this extra money and go into more debt when I'm already doing the job? Like I'm already in, So yeah, I mean, music's a passion for all of us, obviously. Otherwise we wouldn't play in bands, but like it's just something I tell people I took my hobby and turned it into a career. That's what
Awesome.
Justin did. He really liked sticking forks in electrical outlets when he was a kid, so he turned his hobby into a career.
I like gear, so I just wanted to make a bunch of money doing other shit so I could afford to buy nice gear.
You do have all the nice gear. Justin's got like the nice bass guitars, and he's got all the really nice Marshall cabinets that everybody idolizes, and he does. You're right. You might have the nicest gear in the whole band.
That's what it was always about. I just like buying stuff.
Whose guitar do you play? Like what brand?
Oh.
Are there multiple?
What, me?
Yeah.
Bass, I like Fender precision bass. But then guitar, I'm all Gibson Les Paul.
But tell them which one. Which one.
50s gold top with P90s. And it is, I love that thing.
Tim Armstrong model.
I knew it.
And then I use a Marshall JCM 900 cab, and well, I mean head and cab. But then bass, we use head rushes now, which is great. They're like ampless.
They're like amp modeler pedals.
Amp modeler, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I program a Ampeg like refrigerator in it.
Remember the
Ampeg
one that
10.
everybody back in the day was carrying up the steps for the venue that was on the second floor, and we were breaking our backs and watching bands carry those?
Yeah. Now I can fit it in a backpack.
Nice.
It's awesome.
So it might be time for some Tim Armstrong talk. I don't know. A question I like to ask people, maybe we should let you go first, Drew,
Uh-oh.
is who is your dream collab? What musician or band out there would you want to work with, and what would you want to do with them?
No, man, I got two answers to this.
It's okay. You can
Oh, wow. Oh, that's tough.
You have
tell you
two.
our favorite.
If we're staying in our world of Warped Tour, Reliant K. Reliant K has been in my top 3 bands
Really?
since I was a private school kid. So my intro to punk was Reliant K and MXPX, So like, but I still love Reliant K. They're the one band that it bums me out that they don't tour more than they do, So definitely Reliant K. I would probably argue I'd want to collab with them more on like playing drums because I think I'd have more fun doing that with them.
Yeah.
If we're getting out of Warped Tour world, Corey Taylor.
Who knows?
Are you a big Slipknot fan? Is that why there's a Slipknot song in your set or in your catalog?
That's signed by Corey right there. Thumb.
Okay.
And
Oh,
next to
really?
it happens to be one of the 1981 pedals that Matt Hoops creates from Reliant K. So
Just say next to her. Okay.
yeah. So my 3 things that were what I call my intro into wanting to do music were Dave Grohl, Corey Taylor, and the Dookie album. Those were the 3 things that were like the things that made me want to be a musician the most. They're my influences. So I'd argue doing a collab with Dave Grohl would be cool, but I don't know if I'd get canceled for that anymore. I'm not sure where everybody is on the spectrum with Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Justin. I want to hear this. I'm excited about this answer. Can't wait.
I'll just mute and give him like an hour. Is that what we're doing?
Mine,
I bet he wasn't going Tim Armstrong, actually. I think he doesn't.
no, mine's Dave Grohl.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
No.
he doesn't
My
care.
man!
He's like,
Yes!
We're like, oh, weird.
It probably, I mean, like I love Tim Armstrong's style. Like I would have him produce something for sure. Like that I play, like I would do that kind of vibe. He's not like the guitar ripper though or anything, but like his vibes what's cool. Like he's just knows how to write songs. And then like Jesse Michaels, the singer of Bop Ivy, I would love to collab with him. But then if we're talking like other than ska punk, it would be Microwave. Like I'm obsessed with Microwave. That band's so good. I would love to collab with them. But yeah, those are probably my main ones. And then I mean, Five Iron Frenzy too. Five Iron Frenzy, like they've always inspired me with their like I love their creative writing and like the guitar parts, the way they go together. There's a lot behind Five Iron Frenzy that I love musically. So I would definitely do some collaboration with them too. But those would be my 3, I would say.
I was hoping you were going to throw me a wild card that we've never talked about. I was just to like blow me out of the chair.
I just always tell you what's on my mind. I mean, they have to listen to me listening to Microwave every time I drive because it
On
calms me
repeat.
down.
One album played through straight front to back for 4 hours while he's driving.
Yeah, it's my thing. So there's something about that band just soothes me. I just love that band.
That 2 or 3 Silverstein songs sprinkled in there somewhere, but that's usually his driving playlist if he's in driving shift mode.
Pretty much. Every once in a while, I'll get some heavy stuff on. I'll listen to like some Glass Cloud or some Sky Eats Airplane or something. But yeah, lately it's been microwave, and then there's always like, I mean, it's not even just Tim Armstrong. It's the Op Ivy gang. Like anyone, like in Matt Friedman on bass, like the Op Ivy crew is. Oh, there's my cat. My cat came up to say hi. Say hi,
His
Odin.
parents.
Kitty. Hi, you look like my
We're all
cat.
gonna go grab our black cats because we all.
I know, I have two of them.
I have a black cat here. So
I got a tortoise shell. I'm the weird one. I'm the odd man out here. What the hell?
Eric, I was going to ask you at the beginning what your cat's name was because, it's kind of cool.
Oh, Ness.
Yeah.
So my cat is named after Mike Ness.
Oh, I love Mike Ness.
You have it on a ball and chain?
Oh,
A great song.
I originally, and I have a friend to thank that his name's Ness because he's a black and white tuxedo cat. So I was gonna name him Rudy. They're like,
Nice.
don't be that cliche. Come on, do something different. How about Ness? I was like, I like that. Okay.
You said tuxedo cat, and we're talking old school. The conference I was at, they had Lee Rocker, who was the bass player in Stray Cats. He was there performing. That was phenomenal.
I almost got to see them recently.
Oh, you got to go see him. I
They,
don't even care if it's not the full Stray Cats band anymore. Lee was phenomenal.
was it?
Oh yeah.
Well, they canceled. They did a tour in the fall that they ended up canceling. Unfortunately.
It sucks. A lot of bands been canceling tours this year.
Yes. Well, was there anything that we did not bring up that you guys wanted to talk about? Anything we missed?
Yeah, if either of the two of you play an instrument.
No.
Oh,
No?
My kid plays like 4, but no.
You know what they say? Those who can't just talk about it. So.
So you talked about Dookie being your inspiration as a musician, and I was like, Dookie was my inspiration to be a fan, like just to like go to shows and yeah.
My
I don't have, yeah.
For Christmas, it's right here. Hold on. For Christmas, I got the best thing ever from my girlfriend. She got me the signed copy of the vinyl.
Oh wow.
Awesome. Yeah, that blew me away to get that one. But yeah.
That is awesome.
That is amazing.
What is your favorite song on Dookie?
She, and I'll die on the hill that she's one of Green Day's best songs.
That is a great song. Mine's Having a Blast.
Love
that song.
Burnout's great too, though, because it's such a good intro song into that album of like what you're about to get.
The whole album's great. I mean,
oh,
my kid just started diving into Green Day, and he listens to a lot of good music. Like he listens to what we listen to, but he's really getting into Green Day right now, and he's just started playing on the drums. It's been fun.
Oh, that'll get his forearms toughened up and his speed up, keeping up with Trey Cool. Hell yeah.
I think Green Day was everybody's intro into something great.
Yeah, I agree.
Dookie was like my first punk album outside of the as they said in the private world. I guess that was my first secular punk album, quote unquote. Right? But yeah, I love that album.
I remember buying Dookie when I was like 10 at Circuit City.
Circuit City.
Yeah, you used to be able to get the best deals on CDs at Circuit City.
Oh no.
My mom was like a huge supporter of my music, so it was like anytime I wanted a CD, because that's all we had back then, she would be like totally cool, like buy it. It's for your art. She was very supportive on it. But yeah, I specifically remember picking that album up, and I'm like, wow, this is the coolest cover I've ever seen.
There's people under the age of 20 watching this right now going, what the hell was Circuit City?
Yeah, dude,
you're like,
Circuit City.
It was Radio Shack's big brother. They're like, what the hell was Radio
What's
Shack?
Radio Shack?
It's where I bought all the tubes and stuff I needed for my amps.
Things have changed.
Jess, do you know what Radio Shack is?
I do.
Oh,
Didn't he just
look.
say he was 36? I'm not going to tell my age, but I'm older than him.
You got me beat. Once
You
again,
are the oldest.
it's like our band. I'm the freaking baby in the group.
Yeah, little Drew,
Mm.
little Charles.
No. Thanks, J Dubs. You're a peach, hon.
Uh,
So anything else you want to throw out there?
Come see a Warp Band show. Follow us online. Official Warp Tour tribute. There's a
Oh
bunch of
yeah,
other
be
ones.
careful.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones. They're fine. If they're coming to you, go see them. But they're probably just gonna play emo and pop punk. So official Warp Tour tribute. That's the one you want. Come hang out. Come see us. Come talk to us. You can tell us that we did a ska podcast and didn't talk anything ska because I didn't know anything and Justin deflected the punk. It's,
It's fine. I believe we said the words Goldfinger and Mighty My Boss song, so we're good.
yes, we did.
Do you guys play Suicide Machines?
Oh, I love that band. I wish. I've been
I mean,
trying
they
to
play
say.
Warped Tour.
Congratulations, you're the
Trying to
first
say we should do
person to
that.
ask for them.
Really?
3.5 years. You're the first one I've heard ask for Suicide Machines.
Hey, I've asked for them.
You're in the band.
I saw them in DC at Warped, and they were incredible. Oh my gosh, their bass player was just destroying. Like I was just mesmerized. Like, oh my god, great band though. I think New Girl would do well.
I
Yeah,
was going to say, I mean, and it wasn't.
the Tony Hawk's
Punk, so-
creators. Yeah.
Yeah, it had some attention.
As somebody from Detroit, I would say go for it. You got my blessing to put on you.
Let's add
Right.
Suicide Machines, Drew.
We'll do that, and then we can play. We can do our Eminem song for them, and so we get both parts of Detroit.
There you go.
And then all the old punks can throw tomatoes at us like they did at a Warped Tour to Eminem.
Did they really?
Yeah, did you know Eminem did a Warped Tour?
No.
99.
Oh, that's-
You could have went and saw Pennywise and Eminem on a side stage. We have our intro videos. I try to find like good interviews. So like we've got an interview of Sublime from 95 and like Good Charlotte and like people talking like there's a video of Kevin talking about My Chemical Romance as a band he thought was going to blow up, and there's a video of them playing a side stage at Warped Tour. And there's an Eminem interview in the first and the second videos we have. The first set's just people, just Eminem even being at Warped Tour. Like he's on top of the skate ramp, like going, "This is Warped Tour right here. This is awesome." And like, and then in the second video, there's an interview of like Pennywise saying that people were pretty mad that hip hop was on the tour this year, and then it's Eminem going out into the crowd asking them why they're throwing shit at the people on the hip hop stage, and some I don't know, in the Pittsburgh and me's coming out, some jagoff told him that it was because it was tradition at Warped Tour to throw things at the performers, and he believed him. He was like, "Oh, it's tradition, okay." Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. We'll play Suicide Machines, and then Eminem, and it'll be your own little Detroit mashup.
And then Radio by Rancid at Broken Goblin.
Yeah,
No, we're bringing him back to
I pull that off.
Michigan since I missed him last time. That was the
Yeah. Are you visiting Michigan again on this tour or no?
Not on this one because it's
Did
too
we
far
already talk
north
about
for this one. Yeah. So when we do the North by Northwest run, we'll probably be out there October, I think. It's not
Okay.
confirmed yet, but probably about October.
I will keep a listen out for this time. I'm bummed I missed you guys last one.
Yeah. And we always play Detroit. We love Detroit. Detroit's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I love going up there.
Always play Detroit. We'll play Grand Rapids. We like the intersection. They're good people there too. So
Nice. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
thank you for having
And
us.
do you want to? Should I assume your website, or do you want to yell out your website and your socials for people real quick before we
warpband.com. Find the band with the arrow, as Mayday Pray would say, that goes down to the left. Official Warp Tour tribute everywhere. Yeah, come see a show. J-Dubs. This is the first time Justin and I got to do an interview together. This has been great. Love it.
Awesome.
And the cat.
Yeah,
Okay,
Odin joined.
Yep.
And our Ryan in the chat is saying, do Eminem Ska so it counts for the podcast.
Ah! Justin, you're getting a laundry list of ska covers you have to create now.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down with all of it.
I'm gonna say no pressure there, though. A little bit. It looks like a little bit, but
how are you gonna skank dance, Justin, to the real Slim Shady?
I have a checkered pick guard I put on my bass just to show my ska roots.
nice.
All right, Eric, you want to close us out? Thank you all for coming on, and I'll see you at Broken Goblet for sure.
Sounds good.
Reach out.
Well, thank you. And we
We'll give you
will.
tickets.
I'll see you maybe in October.
Hell yeah. Yeah, get hold of us. If you guys want to come to a show, you're on us. Come hang out. Thanks for having us.
All right, we will. We'll talk to you. Have a good night.
All right,
Bye,
you too.
interwebs.